I have worked with a lot of iconic figures. I've worked on films with Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley. I just finished a film on Willie Nelson, and now SLY. For me, it's not the icon that I'm chasing or how big of a celebrity. I'm chasing the story of their connection to the art, whether it's music or cinema, but also what it serves and when do they connect to this muse that forever will be part of their life.
I think the easier route is to live under the illusion and say, you know, if I had had that chance, I would have beaten all of them.
In some ways, all these stories trace the theme of a lost father, an understanding. You know, when I think of the work of Bruce Springsteen and I also think of the work of SLY, there's threads of that conversation of where did I come from and who was my influence in my life and how have I used these tools in the world and what reciprocal things are happening in the work that are still trying to unpack some of the love, pain, and confusion of a journey, a life.
At that point, I knew my fate was determined on the pen.
I think the biggest surprise was a better understanding of SLY as a writer, because I just didn't, like many people, think about him as a screenwriter. And the beauty of how through words he would take on aspects of his own life or create moments of dialogue that have become inspirational slogans. There's so much there with the musicality of way SLY delivers something on camera, a speech, or dialogue, but it all comes in that place of his writing. And he, much like a Bruce Springsteen, is completely dedicated to the craft and always exploring and always trying to push himself one step up.
Push it. Don't push it, I'll give you a war you won't believe. Let it go. Let it go.
All the characters that he wrote about with Rocky and Rambo had traces of his own life. So I didn't shy away from that darkness because in some ways, SLY used it as a motivating tool to heal. And actually the stories are intense from his childhood, but there's also a lot of hope and light in the art that he created. When you think about Rocky, Rocky has a great father figure in Mickey. When you think about Rambo, there's a lot of beauty in that character and redemption. These are the themes that you see with SLY in his work, in his writing, that expose not only the darkness, but that sense of hope.